SOH Talk Show is a program designed to have intelligent women discuss topical issues ranging from business to finance to education to relationship and many more, while celebrating young women on heels in the global space. SOH Talk Show will give voice to young women breaking the glass ceiling in career and business.
If you're a young woman influencing your world positively, stick with us. We are coming through.
Hello everyone, my name is Tinu Philips-Odufuye and you are here on SOH Talk Show. Today we actually have just one guest in the house and my very co-host Ibijoke Oyewole.
Hello.
Ibijoke, it's good to sit on this table.
It's a
with
pleasure.
It's really unusual, right?
I know.
It's either you're here and I'm out, or I'm here and you're out.
Today we want to wow our audience.
Correct.
That's why the both of us have to be
Like,
there.
give them. All right, so right here on the same show, I have a very important guest. Amazing soul, beautiful guest. Her name is Omotope Opatola. She is a wealth advisor. Omotope, good to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Please say hi to the audience
Hello.
out there. All right, so it's
you.
a beautiful day, and honestly, we have a very important topic to discuss about, and that is financial talks in relationship. When I talk about relationship, we are not limiting it to marriage, but we're talking about relationship broadly, be it a relationship like you're dating somebody or cutting somebody towards something, or a marriage. So, you know, I just want us to discuss it. What exactly do you feel? Is this topic, is this kind of talk important in relationships? Should we be having those kind of conversations? I think I should start with Tope.
Okay.
Let Tope build the car.
Okay.
All right, thank you once again for that question. That question is very important. I think a lot of people shy away from talking about money, talking about finances, almost like a taboo in relationships.
Wow.
And that's actually one of the reasons why people break up, because they don't discuss money. And money is very important. And I think I will be talking about in marriages, because
Okay.
something that since I'm married,
Okay.
so easier for me to discuss it. I think I mean, you have to have an open communication
Wow.
about finances. I mean, that's even one of the things that they tell you when you go for marriage counseling. And then you realize that because both of you come from different backgrounds, and then you're coming and melding as one. Of course, it's not magic. You don't just forget how you were brought up.
Okay.
No, but so you're coming with different perspectives when it comes to finances, when it comes to spending money. And so and that's one of the why it's very important for a husband and a wife to discuss. In fact, you actually begin to discuss it before you get married, when you know that a relationship is becoming very serious.
Okay.
And then that's when you should begin to have such discussions.
So my question is this:
Okay.
can you have it when you, but maybe when you just started the relationship or something?
I don't think
Is
so.
it relevant at that point?
I don't think so, because that can actually scare the person away.
Really?
Because why are you talking about money?
Why are you talking about money?
Why
Why are you telling me to disclose? Why are you telling me to disclose
what I
disclose
earn.
my wallet or my
Exactly.
pocket?
Did
Yeah.
I tell you I'll marry you?
Exactly.
And you know one
Yeah.
funny thing? I think that thing scares some men. Like when they
Yes.
realize that, okay, at the beginning you're taking everything too serious, and they just feel like you're actually too desperate or something. But it really doesn't. It really isn't like that or something. I just feel that for some people they just felt, okay, why are we getting into a relationship if it is not towards that particular end? I never went into a relationship for the fun of it before in my life.
True.
Have you ever?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
A lot of people do.
Yes, exactly. And so that's why.
Even you didn't answer that question, did you?
No, any relationship I would go into is towards the goal of please marry me.
Exactly.
Right? But it doesn't always happen that way.
Yes, I agree.
So, and as women, we have a perspective of what a relationship should be towards what end. For a man, it might be different, right? A man might just want to get to know you, have fun, and move on.
Wow. I wouldn't like that.
That's
What kind of
that's
fun
why it's important
are we
to
okay?
define your relationship
Exactly.
so that you're not wasting time.
Exactly.
All right, so that's sweet. So right now, Ibijoke, I'll throw this at you. Would you advise that people in relationships, I'm talking about marriage or, well, the other relationship, would you advise that they have a joint account? So you can break it down, like analyzing those different kind of relationships. Would you advise a joint account?
If you are still courting, if you are still, you're not married yet, I would not advise having a joint account.
Okay.
Because you can go separate ways.
That's true.
I've seen an example before where a joint account was opened, they broke up, and well, what happens to the joint account?
What happens
You
to the
know?
funds?
So I would say, preferably get married first before you have a joint account. Now, everybody has different ways of running their finances. I once heard someone say that there's no exact DNA as to how you must run it. The fact that joint account is run by this family doesn't mean that it should
would
be
work
run by
for the other
another
Exactly.
family.
I agree.
And the fact that this family has a joint account doesn't make their relationship successful.
I agree.
There are some people who don't have joint account, but they have great financial relationships.
Correct.
So that doesn't exactly define how good a relationship would be. So I'll say, work with what works for you.
Okay.
Whatever works for your home, whatever works for your relationship. And that's why it would be good to clearly define how your finances should run before you get married. So when we are getting married and you're saying, let's have a joint account, and I don't want to have a joint account, it's not a surprise to me.
Yes.
But if I have a joint account with my spouse, then it's well and good. That means we can plan certain things together. We can agree on what we want to use those funds for.
Very
Correct.
true.
I have
Very true.
one of my very good friends, she and her husband, they run a joint account, and they also have separate accounts. Separate account for the day-to-day, whatever it is that they want to do. I want to do my hair. I'm not going to go into my joint account or say, sweetheart, I need to put money out of the joint account. No. But so they have a joint account where they, save money away for capital investment. So they want to buy a house, they want to do a major project. They kind of put that money together and they're accountable as to what goes there. Now they agree to themselves out of their earnings what percentage they will take. And that goes into their individual accounts where they're able to run it. So for me, I don't have a joint account with my husband. But we have a great financial relationship.
Yeah, correct.
We have definitions of what he handles and what I handle. And it's all well and good. So however, whatever works for you, do it, but just make sure that there is an agreement as to how that should happen before marriage.
So far it works for you.
Yes.
It is right for you.
Exactly.
If it doesn't work for you, it is wrong for you. Correct. Thank you very much, Ibijoke. So back to you, Tope. Can money issues ruin a family?
Oh yes.
It can.
Definitely. And that's why it's I mean, I'll still go back to the fact that that's why it's important to have these discussions, whether either towards especially when you're getting married. It's very important because one of the ways where money can ruin a relationship is if you have not had those defined goals. Like you go into a marriage blindly, and then if you have a husband that believes that or rather, if you have a wife that believes that the man should pay for every single thing, and the husband came into the relationship, into the marriage, thinking that the wife will support. You didn't have that discussion before you got married, and then got married with different notions on who takes responsibility on what. Of course, that's going to ruin the marriage. For me, because I'm married, and my husband and I have a slightly different way of managing our finances. We are not of the school that the husband does everything. Same here though. We are not of that school, and that works for us. So for instance, because I'm working and I also earn a living, I believe that I should support my husband where I can. So even when it takes the majority of the responsibility, when I do support. And something as simple as DSTV has gone up, and I have money. I don't wait for him to say, oh, there's DSTV has gone up. Can you pay for it? I do pay for it. No, I do pay for it. And for instance, I really don't remember last time I asked my husband for money for food in the house.
Because you're empowered.
Because I'm empowered and I have the funds to do that. And it works for us. And I said, every marriage is different. That works for us perfectly. And if I see that my husband is a bit down and he needs me to borrow him money, I do. And interestingly, every time that happens, it gives him back double. So I actually,
So sweet.
I'm actually happy to.
So that's a good investment anyway. You shouldn't be investing in banks. Invest in your husband's pocket.
And so that's
To double it up.
So that works for me. So maybe that encourages me to so he knows that his wife will always be there to support, even when he's down. And I know that he's always, I mean, he will always take care of me and the kids. So that works for me. Might not work for other people. My husband knows my ATM pin, my debit card pin rather. I know his debit card pin. He knows what I earn. I know what he earns. We are actually really open when it comes to finances. And also our investment ideologies are also the same. And so we have discussions on what we think we should invest in. Should bring our funds together and say, okay, let's put these funds in this investment, let's do that. So it's very open. We don't hide, and you know, it's funny because I've had friends, I know people that hide what they earn from their husband, which works for them, and I'm not judging.
But would you encourage such? So even if it works,
I cannot advise you how to run your own.
You sure?
I can't. Yes, I can.
So do you think it works because a family built on
trust?
Yes, this it. Because I know, I've been in the financial space for a long time, so I know that for some women, they actually don't disclose. Some people could tell you that they could probably open a savings account, their salary is going into their current account, and they'll be transferring maybe just a portion into the savings account and target salary. Just for the husband not to be, and they'll deactivate SMS alert on their main salary account. So I'm just trying to say that, don't you think that could probably just destroy the home? Because anything that is from darkness and all that, I just feel that
So
it's not sustainable.
I was going to be quick to judge when I first heard you say that, but I had a rethink.
Okay, that's
I'll tell you what my rethink is. Some men are irresponsible.
Yes. That's another side to it.
Some men, once they know what their wives are earning, they will beat them black and blue until they get everything out.
That's true.
I think we might have this perspective because we are married to great men.
Hallelujah.
Praise the Lord. Who will take care of us, and even though they know what we earn, we are safe with them.
Yeah.
My earning
It's
is
a function
safe
of
with my
safety.
husband.
Yeah.
My bonus is safe
with your
my
husband. Your
I know I can
salary
tell my
increment
husband, he wouldn't ask me. Well, even if he asks me, I know that it's towards a good goal.
Towards a goal, yeah.
But there are some people, they know that if their husband should know that money is going into gambling, their children will be hungry. So I was going to be quick to say a woman should not do that, but rethinking the fact that there are different kinds of men.
It's the context.
Some situations might call for it. However, if you have a husband who is transparent, if you have a husband who is caring, if you have a husband who you can actually have sensible conversation, who has good money habits, then as much as possible be transparent. I would say be transparent. But if you're in a situation where you don't feel safe, then it's okay to keep that in mind.
That's a great one. Honestly, I think I want to forget myself right here. Thank you very much. This is quite insightful, and I've learned a lot. I can actually tell you, I actually belong to that joint account gang. Reason being that reason being that my husband is such a person that knows how to manage funds and all that. I used to be this spendthrift kind of person, but since I met him, I had to discipline myself, and also functioning in the financial space, managing people's funds, I learned how to double the money, grow the money, and all that. So right now we have a joint account just to ensure that that discipline is there. But like Ibijoke said, the personal wallets are still there, where you can probably dip your hands and buy your woman hair or your dress and all that. And so it is beautiful. So everyone out there, please remember, it is very good that you have these conversations. When it is ripe for your relationship, have those conversations. You need to understand your person. You need to understand where that person is going to and how that person thinks when it comes to financial planning. The level of that person is very important. For my family, honestly, we do what we call budgeting dates. So we go out every year, and that is when I put it on my status saying that do not disturb. You do see that sometimes, right? Do not disturb, because we have to discuss. I remembered when I first got into the marriage, I don't set goals. He set goals, and then he will come to me to say that, okay, these are the things I want to do in a year. Like he wants to go for a training, he wants to do this. You know what happened? I realized that year in, year out, he was actually smashing his own goals and growing in career and all that, while I was just there. And it is still the same pool of funds that we're using to finance. And it wasn't his fault. It's because I wasn't deliberate as to where I really want to go to. And at that point, we decided we'll be going on a budgeting date where we'll identify what exactly is your plan for the year, and then we'll accommodate it into all the earnings. So everyone out there, we're saying to you today that it is very important that you have this financial talk. We've already heard from the expert. Ibijoke has already done justice. Omotope also has already given us fine analysis on that particular subject. Please have those talks. It is very important in your marriage and also in your courtship. Thank you very much for joining us once again. Thank you, Ibijoke, for joining us. Thank you, Omotope, for joining us. We hope to have you sometimes again. So to the audience out there, this is the end of the SOH show, talk show for today. Do have a great day.